Hello, loves, the Army of Light Earth Division, the boots on the ground. It's Shawna L. Francis, and today is May 9th, 2023. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad that you're here. If you're new to my channel, I'm extra glad that you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's never too late to get involved, take a stand for love, understand what's going on with this ascension, understand what may be going on with you on deeper levels. Melchizedek is going to talk about this today. So basically, I'm exhausted. I've burned the candle at both ends the last few days. That's okay. This is all fun. It's all fun. And I will sleep like a baby tonight, so I'm not worried about it. I'm so happy to connect with each of you. I hope you're doing amazing. Thanks for all your beautiful comments, all your beautiful emails, all the donations that are coming through. You guys are amazing, and I wouldn't be doing this without you. You're the reason why I'm here making these videos, providing these transmissions from these incredible beings who love and support us every day. There's no place I'd rather be than right here making this video for you. I'm so glad that you're here. Did I already say that? Like I said, I'm a little tired. Another week has gone by, no conversations at all with the three lieutenants, two of which are from the Galactic Federation of Light. We have a galactic war raging still, from what I understand. I do want to say a little prayer for the GFL before we get too far into this. I'm also running my second official spiritual retreat here at the Casitas this week. I'm so touched by having this in-person sharing on such a deep level with these women. We're just having a great time, and it just reinforces this idea that we are all soul family here. We are star seeds. We have come to the planet most likely from the Galactic Federation of Light. We could have been many different species before, but somehow we all have this in common. We are here as light warriors, light bringers on the planet, helping with this ascension. And the cool thing is we get to wake up to this understanding. We get to know this understanding. We get to understand the illusion that we're in here, in this embodiment, fighting on behalf of the light. And you know, the recognitions that we have with each other, it's magical. I'm so awestruck by it still. I'm almost 5 years into this mission, into this awakening journey. Still so much to learn, still so much I don't know. But it sure has been fun on so many levels, and sharing this all with you, all of us together sharing in this common mission. It's so exciting to me. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, or beyond this world. Okay, so I'm going to start with Bashar today. First, we're going to say a prayer for the GFL. Then we'll talk about what the rest of what Bashar had to say about this war. And then I had a couple of nice long exchanges with Melchizedek, and they talk a lot to you directly. So good stuff here. Some difficult information, but really mostly good stuff. So I would love if you're in a place where you could get quiet with me. Take a few deep breaths. Close your eyes if you're not driving or operating heavy machinery or something. The Galactic Federation of Light, we just want to take a moment here, the Army of Light Earth Division, to send you our heartfelt love and appreciation for this incredible fight that you are waging on our behalf, on behalf of others who have been or are in our same predicament with the subjugation by the negative reptilians, this incredible influence that's just gone under the radar, now coming to the surface finally with your help, with your love and guidance. Thank you for everything that you're doing for us. We love you. We wish you absolute safety, absolute peace, strength, hope, light. Mantid, Racer, and Max, we're thinking about you. I'm sure hoping that you're doing okay. I know that you are doing important work and that you're focused right now. We miss you and we love you. Thanks, team, for helping with that prayer for them. Bashar. So I found I was zipping through. I have over 600 recordings on my phone, 650 probably. Almost all are channeled messages, and I did see that June 1st, 2020 was the first time that Bashar came through and told me he was part of my team. And of course, I talked about Bashar last week with the King's coronation. You guys just rocked that, by the way. That new Pledge of Allegiance. Sounds like that really resonated with most of you. I thought that was pretty great too. Anyway, that's long history, but Bashar. So I asked him about this war, this galactic war, and just, we've touched base over the years, over the last 3 years, but not so much in the last year or so. But I was just thinking, who might be out there who's part of my team, our team, who may not be fully immersed into this war and would have some time to talk to us. And also, by the time I reached out to Bashar last Thursday, I hadn't spoken to Melchizedek, or they hadn't come through with any actual words for a few days. Lots of energy work, loving energy work, but no words exchanged. So I was a little worried about that too, or just wanting to find out if Bashar knew anything about that. All right, so I said, Bashar, are you here? And he says, yes, Shawna, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at your service. I said, Bashar, I love you, and I've missed you. Thank you so much for coming through. It's such an honor and a pleasure to be speaking with you again. And he's like, oh, Shawna, never a dull moment, is there? Always something going on. Yes, dear one, it has been quite a journey for you. I've been watching from afar. We all have, to be honest. No pressure, of course, and you handle the spotlight perfectly well. You're doing beautifully, dear one. Please don't ever forget that you're loved. You are seen, you are supported, you are held beyond measure, beyond your comprehension. We so enjoy experiencing this path through your eyes, through your field, through your construct. You represent a good news story for us, Shawna. We look at you and we think, this is going well, and we are elated by this good news. And we could all use a little more good news, don't you think? I said, oh my goodness, Bashar, yes, of course. I said, I don't even know what to say about this. I'm thankful to everybody who's supporting me on this pathway. And I'm so happy that I'm able to just call upon you and you're there supporting me in my time of need. Just a quick thought on this whole concept of being watched at all times. Yeah. And it's not just me, it's all of you, I have no doubt. Archangel Metatron, nearly 5 years ago when I started working with him, said the exact same thing very early on. Shawna, you all have many eyes on you. So anybody who's come to the planet to do this ascension work, we are all being watched and supported and loved and held, just like Bashar said. There's a lot riding on this ascension and the success of what we're doing, and it's also a big experiment to be able to take humans from a 3D, a third dimensional density, to a 5D density, to go to a crystalline body, from carbon to crystalline based. This has never been attempted before, and I've channeled this directly over the years. So yeah, all eyes on us. And also just know that your teams are with you. Our teams that we share are with you at all times. Your spirit guides are with you at all times. Even Cryon has alluded to this. So you may feel like you might be alone on this path that you're walking because you've had to completely retool your life to accommodate your awakened state. Believe me, I understand that. But know that you're really never alone. You're never alone. And have you all seen The Truman Show with Jim Carrey? It feels a little bit like that to me, but on a much bigger scale, and this is way more fun. Okay. He says, yes, Shawna, it's perfectly fine for you to call upon me whenever you feel the need. You and I, we have a lot in common, and we see things. We are very much in alignment in the way that we regard the current situation. All right. I said, well, here's a big virtual hug from you to me. Thank you. I said, and actually, when he was talking about, being seen and being heard and all eyes on you guys, I mean, I started crying. It's like, even though this being is not physically in front of me, it is such an incredible, deep exchange. It feels very real, as though Bashar is right here in front of me in my space. And again, I've talked about this the last few times we've made videos here, is that it doesn't matter what's happening with the physicality. Really, this is not important. It's not as important as where our consciousness is. Where are we putting our intentions? Where do we put our consciousness? Where are we living like that? So again, the meeting of the consciousness here, that's what's important. And it feels like it's immediate. It's right here in front of me. But again, some tears started flowing. And I had just, at that point here last week, I'm actually feeling so much better. With the war raging, not talking to the 3 lieutenants, Melchizedek being kind of, again, busy with everything that they've got going on and not doing a lot of talking. Had me feeling a bit uneasy, feeling very vulnerable at that point, actually. And you have to remember, team, I've basically tooled my entire life around the guidance coming through. And I've had many, many guides over the years. And I say that collectively, we have had these many guides. So when there's not a lot of guidance coming through, it's like, okay, I hope this is temporary. But of course it was, and it's all good. And he was like, there, Shawna, it's okay to cry. It's good to feel these emotions. You always being so stoic, trying to be strong for your constituents, to be that beacon of love and light and peace and acceptance. But sometimes, Shawna, he said, it's okay to just feel sad and anxious. Bring that up to the surface to move that energy. This allows new energy to take its place, as you know. It's so important, guys. What did he say last time in the video I made with King Charles? Respect your tears, honor your tears, allow them to flow. And my teams have also always said, tears are a physical manifestation of energy, and to allow those tears to flow, it does. It allows for new things to come in, new energies to come in. I felt that very deeply. All right. I said, thank you for that, Bashar. I appreciate that. I said, what do you know about this war? And he said, well, I understand that it's massive. I understand that it's pivotal. And it has been highly destructive. Shawna, the weapons that are available at that realm are extremely effective. It's always a battle of wits, of strategy, and of course, a battle of technology. But again, I'll say, dear one, the light will win this war. The forces of light will win this war, but alas, it is a war and it must be fought. It must be the best effort brought by both sides, and yes, this includes a loss of life. But Shawna, he said, what they're fighting for is worth dying for. And of course, both sides feel this way. Excuse me. I just think about all the interviews that we did with the GFL in the basement, in the beach scene, in the Japanese garden, many times 2 a day. That was what, 6.5 months of the daily Ascension updates. We met so many beings, and I just think, oh, I hope they're all still with us. Okay. I said, Bashar, could you try to explain to me, where do you sit within all of this? Where do you fit in terms of the allies? Relatively speaking, where are you in regards to all of this that's going on with the GFL and the negative reptilians? And I said, I'm not really articulating this well. I hope you get my point. He said, certainly, Shawna, I understand where you're going. I'm actually closer to the war in proximity than you might imagine. It's a bit of a gathering, even for those who are not actively fighting. It's almost as though there are others in the stands watching around the periphery, observing and watching. This is similar to what happens on Earth when you have two countries at war. Many of you pay attention and you watch and you listen and you may follow it closely, or you may just be aware of it. But you are engaged at some level, and that's where I sit, dear one. I'm actively engaged in terms of watching what's going on as it unfolds. Many of us are keeping a very close eye on this war, and of course, as I align to the light, I have picked my side who are favored to win, and I am quote unquote rooting for that side to win. And I use that term very loosely, knowing that there's no winners, there's no losers, Shawna. This is a recalibration and a rebalancing. Okay, I said, Bashar, is there any way to know how long this war may be going on? And he said, I'm so sorry, dear one. I am unable to make a guess at that and anything that would make sense for you. It's over when it's over, as they say. Okay. I said, yes, Bashar. I said, do you have access to be able to see what Mantid and Racer are doing and how they're doing? And there was a bit of a pause there, maybe a couple of minutes. And he came back and said, actually, Shawna, no, I am not able to connect with them or really see what they have going on. And I imagine this is due to the force fields and different frequencies in place where they're working to help fight this battle. Okay. All right. This is kind of funny. I said, okay, thank you so much, Bashar, for answering all these questions. And I said, so Melchizedek has been really, really quiet the past few days. Basically, they said I not able to connect with the 3 lieutenants as they are focused on this war. But I'm wondering if there's any way you could tune into Melchizedek and let me know what's going on there. And lo and behold, here comes Melchizedek, just like that. It's like I was caught talking about them behind their back. And of course, they're part of my field. They're in my field constantly, 24/7. So of course they're going to hear this. So they chimed right in. They said, we're here, Shawna. This is Melchizedek. And I'm like, oh, hi. Thank you, team, for checking in. I didn't want to bother you. And they said, of course, dear one, we're doing well. Thank you for your patience in connecting with us. You're doing beautifully, Shawna. And as Bashar said, we really do appreciate you taking the time to meditate for 3 hours every day. Please continue to do this, as we will be back with you as soon as we can. We do hope that you feel our love, our support, and our presence with you as you are quiet and tuned in. I said, oh yes, I completely feel that. And I'm happy to meditate for 3 hours a day, even though we're not talking at all. There's nothing I'd rather be doing. Anyway, that was kind of funny because I kind of got caught. Anyway, and then we had talked about the coronation, and I've already told you everything that Bashar had to say about that in my last video. Okay, switching gears. All right, another few days went by. We had the coronation, the lunar eclipse, and it wasn't until May 8th, yesterday, that finally Melchizedek came through with some things to say. And some of this was a bit of a struggle, but I did get some good information, and I'm feeling really good and anchored where this is coming from and what they're saying here. All right. I had meditated for over an hour when they first came in yesterday. And I did kind of hear, Shawna, we're ready when you are to speak. I said, wonderful. So I started my recording here. And they said, Shawna, what a glorious day for you. The friends, the friendship, the sunshine, the ocean, the blue sky, the birds, and the beautiful opening heart of yours, dear one. You're doing it, they said. You're living it. You are embodying Christ consciousness. It is your birthright. It is who you are at your core. Never take this for granted, dear one. Know who and what you are in every moment. I'm still, a part of me still doesn't feel worthy of this, kind of praise, to be, acknowledged for embodying Christ consciousness. Just to be honest with you, know who we are in every moment. I said, thank you, my loves. They said, you are doing so well, Shawna, expanding in multiple ways, even incomprehensible to you. But we know, they said, we see, dear one, what's happening, and so we reflect this back to you. And I was feeling so much love from them. It's a love that is almost unbearable. And I feel that way even from all of you at times. Like, the love is just so deep that it strikes so, like, just such a chord in me that it's almost just like, wow, how do I even take this in? So and it's not something we're used to feeling on this plane, to be honest. And then they said, you will soon be coming into some changes. These are good changes. More activations for you. You are ready. Next level, next phase. Slow, deliberate, steady. This is our path forward right now, but moving forward we are. I said, I'm ready, Melchizedek, thank you. They said, Shawna, this is about living your truth as an example so that others may be inspired by you. It's accepting this role in others' lives, not only accepting but embracing it. Gentle, loving, compassionate, kindness and wisdom, guidance when necessary. Most importantly, Shawna, it's about your love, your unconditional love for others, and as you look into another's eyes and you see who they are in truth, they are changed by your gaze. And then they say this quite a bit here through the Paul Selig books. I know who you are in truth. I know what you are in truth. I know how you serve in truth. You are free, you are free, you are free. Dear one, your energy, what you are all bringing to the planet in this lifetime, is setting up those who will bring in the new millennium. These are the seeds you're planting. These are the roots that are growing, and soon the branches will be grand and far-reaching, strong and sure, bringing life and sustaining a planet. Be patient and gentle with yourselves as these realizations sink in on deeper levels, as you get used to these ideas and it becomes more natural for you. You're in the early stages of this understanding, dear ones. You're doing well. I said, thank you so much for that love and guidance, Melchizedek. And it took me a while to register when they said millennium, but I did ask about this and get some clarification. But before that, I had continued. I said, thank you so much for that, Melchizedek. I so appreciate that insight. I said, what about the GFL? How are Mantid and Racer? How's everybody doing? They said, Shawna, the war rages on. Casualties on both sides. It's difficult, dear one. It's difficult to watch. It's difficult to witness. But again, so necessary. Mantid and Racer are good. They are okay. Still focused on the task at hand. Okay. So I started thinking about this, like, did they say millennia for we're bringing in the next millennium, the next 1,000 years? I said, Melchizedek, if you're still here, did I hear you right when you said the seeds we're planting right now are for the new millennium, not the new century? I said, so it's 2023 right now. You're talking about the year 3000. Did I get that right? Or did I mishear that? And they said, Shawna, the Christ consciousness that we speak of that you are now embodying and will continue to body as your life progresses is planting a seed for the next 1,000 years, dear one. Just as Jesus planted the seed 2,000 years ago with his 12 disciples. You are all in a similar situation, Shawna, helping to bring those who are ready and willing to the new earth. Yes. I said, team, I'm like Melchizedek. It's such a very long way to go. I said, it's beautiful that we're in these roles where we can make such a difference, you know, planting these seeds, but it's just so far away. I mean, oh my goodness. And Melchizedek said, it may feel that way to you in this lifetime with your perspective as a human, but in the grand scheme of things, this is right around the corner. It's coming up very quickly. And Shawna, the massive amounts of changes, the tumultuous times that you are in will continue to be challenging. The evolution here is on a fast track. It may feel agonizingly slow to you, but we assure you this is moving at a strong clip, at a fast pace, and it's the right pace for all who are involved, all who are impacted by this transition to the 5th dimension. Trust, Shawna, that it's at the right pace, at the right time, in the right way for all involved. And I said, thank you, Melchizedek. I said, do I even tell the Army of Light Earth Division about this idea? I said, you know, 1,000 years. We're talking about 1,000 years. I said, this is going to be disheartening for people to hear. You know, and the guides don't really talk a lot about timing. And for the guides that do talk about timing, a lot of times those things don't come to fruition on the timelines that were stated. You know, time is a very funky thing here. And it ebbs and flows with energy. It's all very fluid. And there's a lot our guides are not in charge of in terms of timing. So, you know, I'm still taking this in 1,000 years, the next millennium. I do know that Paul Selig has channeled Melchizedek saying that, you know, it's another, 3 or 4 generations, there's going to be a huge war. So, you know, you get through that. And, you know, the GFL has talked about the resurfacing of the planet as part of this ascension process. Evacuations onto ships, evacuations onto other planets. So, yeah, you know, this is not something that's happening in the next 20 years, guys. It's definitely not happening in the next 2 years. But please don't get disheartened here. Here's what they and they have a lot to say about this. All right, they said, Shawna, we do feel it's important that your constituents understand that. In terms of your understanding of time, it's a long process that's involved. It's going to take some time to bring everything up to this new vibration and all the impact of these vibrations, processing these things, moving through these things, building Earth in a way that is supportive, that is built upon love. It's a massive transition, Shawna, in full swing today, now. But it will take some linear time for it to completely propagate. To all your constituents, we ask that you hold the vision for the new earth in your hearts, in your fields at all times. Hold this vision for yourselves. Hold this vision for the next generations to come. Light the way for them, dear ones. Never forget who and what you are and why you are here. You're removing some incredible roadblocks, some detritus in the field. It's a big task, monumental and so important. The role you are playing is critical to the future success of this transition and evolution. Without all of you who have come to the planet to aid in this ascension at this phase, there would be no subsequent phases. There is no ascension. Do you understand that? So let me repeat that. They said, without all of you who have come down to the planet to aid in this ascension at this phase, this early phase. There are no subsequent phases. There is no ascension. Do you understand that? Melchizedek said. Shawna, dear ones, each person is playing an important role here. Many moving pieces to this plan, many different players. The board is full of chess pieces and every move counts. And while humanity has chosen this and the light has already won, everyone must play their roles. You must go through the motions. You must walk this walk with your own two legs, leading with the heart. This is not a rescue mission. It is a calling for each of you to participate fully in this process and to bring the best you have to offer. Even with the uncertainty, even with the unknowns, and even with the anxiety. And they continue here. You each represent a voice in this chorus, and the choir, Shawna, will just continue to grow, and the songs being sung will continue to resonate with more and more people. The resonance will be all-encompassing. It will be piercing, and it will be powerful. Alas, it already is. Please allow the broader view of this process to help lift you and propel you forward, instead of deflating you and slowing you down. Yeah, I'm right along this ride with you, team. We are going to get through this together. You know, and that's not to say that great strides and great improvements and changes to our everyday lives can't be made now. You know, this is where it's starting, from within us, with the unconditional love for ourselves, for the recognition of our missions and who and what we are in truth, beyond our human bodies, beyond our stories, beyond this illusion. All of us sharing in the same energetic field. We are all one of Source, infinite souls of love and light here on this planet doing incredible work. Okay. Today's channeling with Melchizedek. All right. We had some pleasantries and basically said, we very much appreciate our ability to communicate directly with this team of light workers assembled here on planet Earth for a very critical point in this planet's evolutionary process. Let us say, dear ones, that the road ahead of each of you will vary greatly in terms of murkiness or clarity. We humbly ask and recommend that you choose and foster a mindset whereby there is surprise and delight along your new paths, as opposed to apprehension, anxiety, or fear of all kinds. Remember who and what you are, dear ones. Allow that cosmic egg to crack, the shell to break away, and to fall apart. Allow this process of rebirth to be comfortable and welcomed, a passageway for you. Our children, they continue. Some of you are experiencing growing pains, a bit of instability on new legs, struggling with the prospect of transitioning into something new, a new identity, a new way of knowing self, a new way of relating to others, a new way of being seen by others. Surprise and delight on this exciting new journey for you, knowing that higher aspects of you have been waiting for this moment for a very long time, anticipating its arrival. And parts of you rejoicing that it's now here. Parts of you rejoicing that it's now here. I want to take a quick moment. We all know how language is so very important, and the words that we say really are a reflection of our mindset, our truth. It begins the manifestation process, the words that we speak. So really paying attention to the words we speak. So I like how they said how parts of you are rejoicing. And I'd also want to just offer up an idea too. Like, instead of saying, I'm so stressed out, or I'm really struggling, you could say, a part of me is stressed. A part of me is struggling. A part of me is concerned or confused. A part of me is in fear. Because realize, team, that as you identify with struggle, pain, fear, suffering, anxiety, stress, that becomes your identity, right? Your words are making that so for you. It's making it real. This is basically, you're creating your reality through the acknowledgement of these words. So just a subtle little thing, but I think it makes a big difference to say, a part of me is feeling this way, a part of me. But a part of you is knowing exactly what's going on here. A part of you is completely at peace. A part of you is excited, right? So anyway, just thought I'd offer that up. Okay. They said here, this is a critical stepping stone that you take as individuals. All of you who make up this community, who are of this collective, connect with your fellow brothers and sisters, share your stories, love one another, celebrate each other's passages. And I feel like that's what we're doing here in Mexico. There's just 4 of us here in this group, but it's so powerful. I do feel like we can change the world, just a handful of us. I know that we can. I know we can. Extend a hand, Melchizedek said. Offer a shoulder. Open your heart and allow your warm smile to be felt by the recipient on a deep level. Relax into this process, knowing that you are seen, you are heard, you are held, and you are loved. Gently allow that innermost voice within you to be present in your consciousness, to be honored and to be respected, to be loved and to be nurtured. They continue here. Brave ones, we create a new world together. Allow this knowing to lift you and carry you through these moments of uncertainty. And if you find that another is struggling, you may wish to directly or gently direct your attention to this person. Be present to witness them, to know them beyond their struggle, and to help reflect that back to them, that they are loved with unconditional compassion and your loving heart in service. Dear ones, know and recognize that each of you as individuals have your own struggles, yet each of you, through conscious awareness and choice, have a capacity to reframe anything you have labeled as a struggle, to re-know those aspects of self who identify with struggle, and to instead carry on knowing that you've created in your world, that everything you've created in your world is working on your behalf. Opportunities, experiences, lessons, karmic balancing, all supporting your highest good, affording you great, great change, growth, and achievement, not understood at the levels from which you come. Allow yourself to be a witness to your own rebirthing process from a higher vantage point. Allow the mystery and the magic of these times to inspire you, to open you up, and to energize you. Take care of your vessel, dear ones. This is the easiest and most obvious way you can support yourself through this passage. Pay attention to your body. Love your body. Honor your body. What is your body telling you? Pay attention to your energetic field. Be in tune with your physicality. Celebrate and honor the body you're in and all it's done for you. Honor it, nourish it, and thank it for being that vehicle that allows you to participate in this ascension at such a critical time in critical ways. And that's where they ended it. So this is new. This is, I mean, maybe it's not new, but I can't really remember in recent memory in my channelings with Melchizedek where they are saying, you know, if your brother or sister or a friend or someone in your community or someone you're in contact with is struggling, lend them your ear, lend them your shoulder, offer them a smile, offer them an open heart. You know, see them for who and what they are beyond that struggle. Help reflect that love to them. And that is life-changing. And I know that's true. I've seen it in my own life. I've seen this. I've seen this in action. So I love that they're feeling that we're ready as a collective to be, you know, offering what we are now really embodying and understanding about ourselves to others. It's a beautiful thing, team. It's beautiful. Okay, that's a lot. There's a lot to go through. This is a long video. I'm tired. I'm gonna hit the pillow so hard. I'm gonna sleep very soundly. Team, again, know that I love you. Even if you have nobody else in your world who is able to tell you that, I'm telling you right now that I love you, and I love you unconditionally. You're important. And it's amazing that you're here. It's amazing that we're finding each other. You're here to do some beautiful work. Allow that heart light to shine. Don't let anything dampen your light. You just be you. You do what you feel is right, what is best for you in your heart. Put yourselves first. Put love first. And I know it's not easy to make these decisions in your world that help really support your mission. I know this firsthand. But team, it gets better. It gets easier. And once you get on the other side of that to complete acceptance, and I'm not quite there yet, I'm close. It feels so good. You feel unstoppable. And you can be accepting even when somebody like Melchizedek says, we're seeding the planet for the next millennium. All right, team. I love you. I'll see you in a week, if not sooner. Take care of yourselves. All right, team. Mwah.